Aya.
Good morning and welcome back to Bree Secret Story Saturday. And today we're going to be talking about this little man right here. Zane Zane. No?
No.
Okay, sorry. Okay, back up. So yeah, I'm going to be telling you guys about the story of how I found out that Zayn was autistic when I decided to take him to the doctors and the necessary protocols that I followed after that. So here's the story about my little baby. So Zayn is my youngest baby, and he is currently 3 years old right now. When I got pregnant with Zayn was originally a twin. One of the twins passed away. So when Zayn was born, he was born premature. He was born at a regular stage for a twin birth, but too premature for a singleton birth. The whole time with Zayn was a really good baby. I didn't have too many issues out of Zayn. Zayn was just a real mama's boy. He had a pacifier, so he was glued to his pat. And I think that was another reason why he really didn't speak much, because he had a pacifier to kind of like pacify him, you know. Nevertheless, Zayn didn't speak. He said little words here and there, but he wasn't retaining the words that he was using and adding to the vocabulary. He was learning something, and then when he learned something else, he just moved on to something else. That's my little baby. So whatever he learned previously, he wasn't using those words anymore. That became really stressful. I didn't understand why my baby was not speaking. I have an 8-year-old, Michael, and I didn't have the same issues that I had with Zayn, so I was kind of confused and concerned. So I took Zayn to the doctors, and I got him checked out to see if there was anything that was wrong with him. And all the test results came back fine. He was okay. They had no worries. They said that Zayn will talk when he was ready to talk. So then I got to thinking, like, wow, this is just not working for me, you know, like my baby just is not talking. So eventually we got off the pacifier. I cut his pacifier and I gave it to him, and he hated it. He hated the fact that his pacifier had been cut. And I did that to every pacifier that was around the house, and we had a lot of them. So every time he would find it, he would pick it up, and he didn't like that it was cut. He would throw it in the trash. Eventually, he threw all of them in the trash, and he just stopped using the pacifier. So I thought, okay, you know what? Now he's going to start talking, because now he doesn't have that pacifier anymore. But then the pacifier was gone, and he still wasn't talking. I didn't understand that. So next step was to see if we can get a speech therapist. So we got a speech therapist. The speech therapist that came out and was working with Zayn showed me little things to do with Zayn and informed me that sign language would be a great asset to us. So maybe we should try learning sign language. So I went ahead and I started watching this YouTube video called Alex and Me Signing Time. I'll put a link down below for you guys to check it out. But nevertheless, we went ahead and we were doing the signing. So I was able to teach Zayn from home how to sign language. After we got the sign language down with the little basics, please, thank you. He was hungry, he wanted something to drink, he had to go to the bathroom. He was hurting, he was happy, he was sad. You know, the basics. After we got that down packed, then we went to this school. I don't remember the name of the school, but it was like a school that specialized in autism. Wait, rewind, let's go back. After the speech therapy, after the sign language, he still was not speaking. So then we went to an autistic therapist. After we went to the therapist, Zayn got diagnosed with Asperger's autism. Once we did that, Zayn was going to school. The school was picking him up for about 4 hours a day, Monday through Saturday. That was kind of helping him. Zane was so attached to me that when he started going to the school, it started like to detach him a little bit, where he wasn't such a mama's boy, where he wasn't such, he wasn't crying every time he left. He wasn't upset every time they came and picked him up. He wasn't upset when he seen new people. He was just kind of mellow, So after we went ahead and we did that, we moved out of the apartment we were living in and we moved into a house. And when we moved into the house was in a different district than the apartment was in, so Zane had to go to a different school. Once Zane started going to this new school, we started working collectively together to do more things with Zane. So not only did Zane know sign language from home, but now he's interacting with different people. So what we did was we sat down and we made a plan for Zane to figure out what it is that I wanted for him, the things that I felt like my son should be doing at his age bracket. We went ahead, we got a game plan, and even though Zane goes to school every single day, Zane goes to school for 7 hours a day, even though he has all those things, we still do things at home. We do flashcards, we do sign language still, we do our colors. Zane taught himself his colors from just watching YouTube videos, so now we reinforce that. We show him pictures with a dog. This is a brown dog. This is a yellow ball, so on and so forth until he can expand his vocabulary a lot more on his own. When I first found out that my son was autistic, it kind of like made me feel some type of way. Like, what could I have done differently? What did I do wrong? How can I fix it? And there's really no fix for autism. And that's what they don't tell you. It's no fix. You pretty much have to just embrace it and move forward. And so once I did that, I watched a couple documentaries on Amazon Prime. It was like, I don't even remember the name of it. Autism Awareness. I even watch YouTube videos of parents who have autistic children and see different things that they do and try to better help my son to be as normal as possible. I didn't want Zane to get bullied at school. I didn't want people to talk about him. Zane's extremely tall for his age, so he's going to always be tall, and his birthday is in November. So that means he's going to usually be the oldest child in the class. So he already is the tallest kid, and he's going to be the oldest kid. I really don't want them to be like he's uneducated. So therefore, I put in that extra time and effort to make sure that he knows extra things. So if he does something wrong, we instill that he does something wrong. He gets in trouble, he goes to timeout, he gets popped, just like any other child would do. I don't give him no special treatments, and I don't treat him special. I don't handicap him because he has a learning disadvantage. And when you do that, and when you don't give them that crutch, it helps them to be a better person all the way around. So I say all that just to say you don't give up on your babies, You make sure that you do whatever extra steps you need to do. If you're not getting the help that you feel like you deserve at that point in time, try and look up ways for you to do it yourself. Like, I know everyone's not all smart and tech savvy or any of those things, but it's little things that you can do. If your child isn't speaking like my child wasn't speaking, always telling them what you're grabbing. This is a phone. This is a lighter. This is a scissors. You don't play with this. You don't touch this. This is hot. When you start doing things like that, they start to pick up on those things. Like now, if I turn the stove on, Zane says, it's hot, it's hot. Yes, it's hot, and we don't touch things that are hot. And he gets it. Zane gets tested every 6 months based upon his IQ and his speech ability. And originally, when Zane first got diagnosed with autism, he was speaking at an 11.5-month-old age bracket. He is now speaking at a 2.5-year-old age bracket, which is really good because he's 3. He just turned 3. And so they also test his IQ level. When he started, he was at a 5-year-old level, and I think he's almost at a 7-year-old level. But they're trying to get his motor skills in his brain to be on the same wavelength. So therefore, Zane can speak the intelligence that's in his brain. So when people say he doesn't look autistic, he doesn't act autistic, autism is not an act, it's not a look, and you can't just tell that someone's autistic just by talking to them. There's so many different forms of autism that people just feel like if your child is labeled autistic, they're retarded. They're deformed. They have a retardation or something. And that's not true at all. My son is completely normal. He has all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, 2 eyes, 2 ears. He has every limb that he needs. He's completely normal. He just doesn't speak at the same pace that another 3-year-old might. And he doesn't think the same way another 3-year-old might. He thinks in advance. He's more advanced physically. He's more advanced mentally. He's just not more advanced verbally. And so that's what we're working on right now, which isn't a bad thing, you know. Zane's doing great. He's learning every single day, more and more every single day. We're hoping that Zane learns Chinese because of the fact that he's always watching Chinese YouTube videos. So we're hoping that he picks those things up on his own as he's picked up his colors. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching my story. And I'll see you guys next Saturday.